When it comes to next weekend with the option tire, I don't know how much you've really dug into the data or what the projections are within the team, but do you have a feel or an opinion on what that should look like, or what would be a win for that?
Yeah, I mean, I looked at some. I don't know, how much that tire is going to be different, right? I know the compound difference, but you don't really know how that adds up on track. I remember the All-Star race a handful of years ago with the option tire, and that didn't produce much. Obviously, that was not, what we wanted. I mean, the true win for the option tire would be somebody to come in, take the option tire, maybe one or two cars, go to the back and drive right to the front 10 laps, right? I think that would be a win for the option tire. And then if it goes green and it falls off, so be it. That's kind of the box you're in with that tire. But, you're going to have to see a large variance in lap time, I think, with that tire for it to be a win. 3/10 probably at a track like North Wilkesboro, somewhere around there, to really make it where you can cut through the field and do what you want to do. So I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if that's what it's going to be, but I think it would have to be a win.
And then for this weekend, or looking forward towards the future, we currently run the intermediate package for Darlington. Are there any merits towards either keeping this package or maybe even trying the short track package, or is that such a marginal difference right now that it's not even a consideration?
Yeah, I think it's too marginal, and I think that I don't think we even have a proper tire for the short track package that would wear enough. Maybe here would be an exception just with the surface, but I think that's some of the problem with short tracks as well, is that the tire just it doesn't wear out, and that there's no load on the car either with as little downforce as we have. So I don't know. I think we're through messing with aero a bit. I think the package on mile and a half has shown good. It's obviously more challenging here than some, but it's able to work around and move. But I don't think that would make a huge difference right now.
Thank you.
We'll go to Dustin, then to Lee, and then to
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Erik, through the years, we always hear the last thing a driver wants to see is to see somebody else in their car. It was a very unique situation last week. I can't recall the last time a driver was cleared and did not go into the car that next race that they were able to. My guess is, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, this was not your idea. How is a driver convinced, or how do you accept that situation of a doctor says you can go and you're not in the car?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough in one way, right? I mean, you want to go and do it, and you're in that moment when you get the all clear, you're thinking, okay, I'm coming back. And then obviously you have more conversations and realize that's not going to happen. But, I think at the end of the day, you talking with multiple people through it and figuring out the best options, it is for the best. And at that point, right, if you I think, look, if I really pushed it, I mean, I could have been in the car last week, right, if I really, really wanted to be. But at the same time, if I make that call on my own and overrule, and I go out and re-injure myself, I kind of look like an idiot in some ways, right, barring anybody else's words. So, I think sitting down, thinking about it, and getting through that first moment of, hey, you're clear and you're coming back, and then taking a moment to step back and say, okay, yes, we are clear, you've done some things to make yourself feel good, but, where are you really at? I mean, this was on Friday morning or Thursday morning, and I was still sore, right? I mean, I still had soreness at that point, really up until Sunday. Sunday at Kansas was the day I was really starting to feel better. So to say that I could have got in last week and truly been at my full potential and not, number one, be sore, and not, number two, be in the back of my mind saying, if I hit this wall right now, how's that going to go? I think I would have been probably lying to myself. So when you take those conversations and step back for a second, I feel like you get a broader picture, and that's kind of where I ended before the weekend.